So we are officially in the Dokkan Dark Ages. Not much to say as we wind down from Golden Week. As far as it goes, I did make a video talking about my feelings on this Golden Week, what it lacked, and how I feel about it overall. Gave it a rating, so you can check that out if you want. But for now, who do you think is going to be the next Dokkan Fest? We're going to get a proper character in about 5-6 days. So what do you think it is? I'm going to be sharing my opinion, and this is just going to be one of those videos that's, even if you don't stick around, I mean, it's a prediction video. We're just going to kind of take it easy. There's not much going on in Dokkan. If you have the subscription, I would just log on, get your stones, log off. If you don't have the subscription, still just do your dailies, log off, and, take it easy. Try not to think too much about Dokkan. We're going to be getting a lot of opinions that are really asinine in the next 6 days, because when nothing's happening in Dokkan, they get to talking. They get to yapping, they get to tweeting, so try not to get baited. There's going to be a lot of bait engagement. And like I said, if you want to take on this challenge, by the way, go ahead and drop who you think the Dokkan Fest will be and who you think the EZAs will be. But let's get into this tweet by Truth, and then we'll get in mine. So maintenance is on the 28th for global. Yeah, I expect this is when we get our next Dokkan news. Will likely be this day we learn from official sources who the next Dokkan Fest is. And in response, I said I could 10,000 wow. See this slot being a quick little movies release, maybe EZA the Goku Piccolo and Gohan with a Garlic Jr. And I'm going to pause the video. We're going to go over to those characters and talk about why I think this is pretty, not confirmed or anything, but a pretty solid choice. Okay, so this is a big time major EZA that we know is coming. We know 100% it's coming. We literally saw them leak the information for this character EZAing. Obviously, it's kind of a no-duh. I mean, there's only so many characters who can EZA, but we saw this character get changed really early, and we haven't seen them since. Have not seen them since. If you're younger, or if you're more of like just a very casual, like, I haven't seen all of Dragon Ball, or I haven't seen all of Z, or I haven't seen all of Super fan of the series, you might not recognize this. This would be Goku and Piccolo from their fight against Garlic Jr. And right over here, I also pulled up Kid Gohan, because like I said, this is the time to get in a quote unquote non-hype little movies release. The reason I say that is, and again, I'm saying quote unquote unhype, because if you just love Dragon Ball, if you're like me, you just love everything Dragon Ball, you don't really have like a point where you're just like, oh my god, this is so unhype, I'm so bored. Then none of it's really unhype. Like, I've said it before, Super isn't my favorite part of Dragon Ball, but I like every part of Super, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I like seeing the characters that I grew up with do things. So, this is just a little quote-unquote for people who are like, oh, you can't drop Zarbon here, we need hype. Like, if they drop Zarbon, I'm pulling, you know what I mean? So, it's like, quote-unquote. But yeah, this is the perfect time to drop a quick little movie hero celebration. By the way, this character is not on movie heroes. That is because this character is from I'm going to call it a filler arc, but maybe that's wrong. But it's a Dead Zone filler arc. And the reason I think they should do this is because extreme units have gotten the short end of the stick. Right? They've gotten the short end of the stick by quite a bit. This character literally isn't represented in the game in any other way. He's also not even on movie bosses. Like, this would be the Garlic Jr. from this, I believe. Then this character desperately needs some representation, I think, and extreme units definitely need the help as well. This character is on demonic power, and if we know anything about Dokkan, demonic power is coming up on some buffs. Also, this character shares 6 links with Slug. I'm not saying that Slug is going to be his partner. I'm just saying that Demonic Ways, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Boss, Third for Conquest, Nightmare, Fierce Battle. I don't know what you guys think Gomah is gonna have when Gomah finally gets in the game, but this literally looks 1-to-1 like Gomah's link set. So say we get a cheeky Garlic Jr. here, even if you're like, oh, I hate Garlic Jr., but I want Gomah when he comes out, this could be a really interesting character for you to pull. because I don't know what other links. I genuinely don't know what other links Gomah could have. Like, look at all the characters represented here. You know, Hirudegarn, Bojack, Cooler, you know, all 4 links. Typically, yeah, Metamorphosis, Thirst for Conquest. This is the Gomah partner. Because when Gomah drops, he's not going to have help if they don't do this, right? So if you want DAIMA, if you want shiny Super Saiyan 4 and also Gomah because he's the newest, and, you know, Giant Mode Gomah, who is the savior of villains, like, this is a really good drop. This is a really good time to drop this character. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you understand where I'm coming from, where it's not just villains need help. It's that this link set is phenomenal for villains. It's a great link set for villains, you know what I mean? 15% here, attack and defense, fucking attack and defense, attack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at that. 95%, 60%. That's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good. So here is hoping that it is Garlic Jr. The other reason a Garlic Jr. makes a lot of sense, like I said, is because we know that these guys aren't just EZAing, but that they were changed early, right? And we know that both of them could make pretty solid characters overall. This character worse. However, you know, I don't think that really matters much, right? Like, not a stacker, but does have a pretty bursty kit. The great thing about this character as well, though, is that they don't need to be great. And I know you might be saying, oh, well, why wouldn't you make them great? I wish they'd make them great, but realistically speaking, this character doesn't need to be great. They're not on a ton of teams, and it's not like their link set is phenomenal either, right? So, yeah. The other character that actually would be really good is Stacking Gohan, who also has a great, nice and solid, like, stats kit, as well as guard here, like, and a support active skill. I think Gohan would be pretty phenomenal, and it wouldn't be hard. The only issue is that Gohan has Kid Gohan links, which are not great, right? Like, look at the options we have here. So not great, but it's on a ton of categories. So I think that is the play. If it's not the play, I don't really know what Dokkan's gonna do, but we can get into some other characters that we could see here. Again, some quote-unquote unhyped characters, because we just need the variety, and most importantly, we need villains. So yeah, let's check out who else we could get here. So I really quickly want to just flash over here real quick. Sorry if you get flashbang, but last time on June 6th, we also got an EZA LR for the Goten and Gohan Kamehameha. That is from the Broly movie. We got the Turles, or this was last year. This was in the 8 year. We got Turles. We got 2 more EZAs. So it's not a huge celebration, but I wanted to bring this up because it bears in mind that we do have some more options here, which is, I think a Saiyan Saga is also really possible. Again, this would be really exciting because this character, from my knowledge, has never been good. You can contend with me on that. I wasn't here for this character dropping. Mind you, I was not playing the game when this character dropped. But from what I hear, Truth believes, I think, if I remember what he said right, this character was never really good. I think one of the problems is that this wasn't even worth going into, right? Like, this just felt bad. Great animations, by the way. Insane animations on this character. Looks really good. Really nice color gradients. Nice choreography itself. But a character that does link pretty well with a bunch of joined forces characters. A character who has an okay amount of teams. And a character who is obviously guarding. So maybe they make them a short events character. Maybe not. This character does stack here. We don't, and also raises attack here. We don't really know. There's just no way to tell if we're going to go with, oh, they're going to release characters every time for festival battles. I'd say just let them double stack. Why does it matter? They're only stacking on their 12 key anyway, right? So who cares? But yeah, I think a Saiyan Saga looks really good here. We could see Raditz, another character who was never good, right? Chaditz could make his return. I think Chaditz would be great. While it isn't like there's a ton of room for his passive, the thing about Raditz is, here's the thing. He would be great to bring in on one of these unhyped celebrations because, as True says, they typically keep the spirit of the units similar unless they just completely design a new unit for the EZA. And it would kind of be funny if this character dropped and is just more fucking butt ass, dude. Like, it would be a little funny. So yeah, I think Saiyan Saga looks good here. Do I have another one? Yeah, Yamcha's here. Yamcha was good. Unhype, you know, quote unquote unhype, but very good. As far as who we could see fill the spot, I don't really need to say much about Yamcha because if you played with this character, you know he's good. Like, people could cope however they want, but he's good. We could go to Saiyan Saga here though. And this is the thing, right? Like, who could come out here? And I mean, it could easily be a TN. We could get a TN. We could get a Nappa. If it was a Saiyan Saga and it's in this spot, again, I would kind of prefer villains. A Nappa would look pretty cool here. Obviously, they did the Gohan and Piccolo from the 8-year, and they were divisive but fine overall. I just don't feel like... I mean, they could do a Krillin. Krillin's fine here. Why not? Why not Krillin? So yeah, Krillin, TN, or Nappa is probably my picks if they go Saiyan Saga. And let's just get into one more sort of low hype variable. So I think another really low hype character they could do, and it would be a marriage of an upcoming EZA, but nothing too hype, right? Nothing too hype, because one, Ginyu would be a great EZA for festival battles, of course. He's a defense stacker. Goes into a transformation where he then stacks attack. If you guys don't know, you don't need to stack both in festival battles. You really don't. You stack one, then you stack the other. You stack defense with a guarding character, a damage reduction character, to about 3 to 4 million, and you float them off away from Vegito and stuff. You stack attack as much as you can eventually, but for a long time you're just stacking defense. I think what they could do is easy this character, make them fine in festival, they'd be fine in red zone, and they'd be fine in festival battle or in battle hardened formidable foes, as well as just giving us a Ginyu, right? The great part of it is you don't also need to give us like a Jace, but if you wanted to, what they could do is they could give us one of these dual characters, like a Birder and a Jace. They could give us I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they could give us a standalone Dodoria, they could give us a standalone Zarbon. I think if they want to EZA this character though, and they don't want to change this kit, I'm only thinking in the case of this kit, they could give us a Dokkan Fest like you know, Jason Birder, right? Why not? You know, why not? It's a skip week anyway, or skip month anyway. We're getting towards the global download celebration. We're not here to be like, oh my god, they need to drop DAIMA right now. We know they need to drop DAIMA. But what we also know is that every once in a while, it doesn't happen every time, but Dokkan EZAs, or they release around their next celebration. And this isn't the case every single major celebration, but we'll often see Dokkan releases something to buff the team, then Dokkan drops the actual celebration, right? It's why for a long time people thought we were getting a Terrifying Conqueror celebration with or what was it, a Space Traveling Warriors, I guess, but it was with this character. Yeah, I guess it was Planetary Destruction Space Traveling Warriors, but yeah, per Terrifying Conqueror's category ally. They thought we might be getting one because, again, Dokkan likes to drop the character and then major celebration after, right? I think this would be a pretty good one. It'd be a pretty easy skip, but it would also reward people who have held on to this Ginyu. Phenomenal character when he released, from all things I've been told. Nice animations. Just super fun. I mean, if you were young and you watched the Namek Saga as it was coming out, like, Ginyu was a class 9 threat, right? Like, my man was dancing, posing, popping ass, and throwing milky cannons. It was flagrant. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a real thing. And it would feed into the sort of what do I want to say? The sort of agenda we have going on in Dokkan right now. What is the agenda? Well, Super Saiyan Goku and then LR Frieza are still really good. Super Saiyan Goku could use, by all accounts, a new Dokkan Fest LR level card. Possibly for this Tanabata, you know, quote unquote Tanabata. Possibly for Golden Download celebration. Maybe a Wicked Bloodline celebration. Or, you know, Goku versus Frieza celebration. EZA, the Revenge of Frieza, Return of Frieza card. The RF Blues. EZA, Golden Frieza. You know, huge celebration. Metal Cooler needs an EZA. He could do it during a Wicked Bloodline celebration. LR Cooler would be one of the single hypest EZAs to drop this year. Let me repeat that. He would be one of the single hypest characters to EZA this year. This character is beloved. He is beloved. So you see, I mean, this character, EZAing in one celebration would move worlds, right? This character releasing in general move worlds. They could use the white and red manga accurate like color palette. It'd be so good. But yeah, and all that leads up with a Captain Ginyu to sort of romance the Planet Namek Saga team, right? Yeah, I think so. That's like I said, it could be anything. It could be either Jason Bird, or they could change the Ginyu's EZA and make it so he's not so reliant on Team Ginyu. Maybe add just like Planet Namek Saga to it. They've done this before. They did it with the free-to-play Bardock, right? Where they just added a new tag entirely. So his awakening, of course, not his EZA. He hasn't been EZA'd yet. But yeah, what do you think of those picks? Who do you think it's gonna be? EZAs included. Again, this isn't a slot with a lot of EZAs, so you know, don't go crazy. They're not gonna drop, you know, Metal Cooler and LR Cooler here. Like, you know, we kind of get that. But as far as one-off EZAs, could I see them drop a Planet Namek Saga unit with Ginyu? Of course I can. Could I see them drop a Saiyan Saga unit with Yamcha? Of course I can. Can I see them drop a, what was the first one? Garlic with the either Kid Gohan or the LR Goku and Piccolo? Of course I can. Well, like I said though, I've been lone. Buckle in. We got a long time to wait. We're gonna be here until leaks or official review. Enjoy 7 years of Dragon Ball Legends if you decide to go that route. I might be re-rolling if it looks good, but with all that being said, we all go make it. Like if you like the video, subscribe to the club, and peace.